Hey, what's up everybody, BDL44 coming at you with another video. Alright, I feel like talking crap. Because I didn't get into it yesterday. I didn't do it. I did not talk about how the Los Angeles Clippers didn't even make the damn playoffs. I didn't talk about it. I gave it a little bit of shine, but I focused more on the Pelicans because I was rooting for the Big Pels. That's what I call them, Big Pels, since they have such a massive lineup when they do what they're supposed to do and not play Tony Snell. We talked about this. Don't play him. But aside from that, I wanted to get back to the Clippers because I've been hearing all year long about how much better they are than the Lakers, and they were. Nobody can argue with that here. I'm certainly not going to say they were worse than us. They weren't. But they undercut the hell out of us about 3 years ago. Treated us all kinds of poor. Telling us that we was deserving to have our banners covered up just because they came into our arena and decided that they didn't like seeing our accomplishments as they looked up and realized they didn't have any. I listened to their fans all year long. A couple of my good friends talking about how my team wasn't going to do this and this is their year to finally really take one from us, and we should have known better than to think that we was going to get it right with Russell Westbrook. All that is true. But nobody's putting the pressure on them in regards to they've been relevant the entire time we've sucked. All the eras we sucked, ever since they got Blake Griffin, they have been relevant. Do they have a single Western Conference Finals to show for it? Yeah, they got one. They made it last year. Did they do anything with it? Nope. Why? That's why. I made a video yesterday touching in on this point. Can't talk about the Clippers without circling in on it because this is how my mind works. I'm always looking for solutions. The biggest solution for Mr. Ballmer and the Clippers is to move this team to Seattle. I think if he does that, they'll probably win the championship within 3 years. The Clipper curse will be broken. You will have an actual fan base that sincerely loves your team, not just a bunch of people who hate the Lakers and have hated the Lakers for a long time and didn't know what else to do, so they went with a losing team. Because that's who their fan base is for the most part, good 87% of them. I think the rest of the percentage was 13%, probably people from out of state. Don't know nothing about how things work out here in this area. Because if they did, they would have never looked at the Clippers in a positive light, in my opinion. But I digress. Point is, aside from that solution, moving the team to Seattle or Alabama or something like that, Ballmer's solution is to trade Kawhi Leonard. Why? Because he still holds value. To this very second, there are still about probably 12 GMs that would give you first-round picks for him. And you need first-round picks. Why do you need first-round picks? Because you gave them all away for Paul George. Like all of them. 5 of them. For Paul George. Now granted, I think Paul George is a heck of a talent. I really like Paul George a lot. But his playoff history tells me that I should not bank on him at all. That I should have all kinds of insurance for what it is that he doesn't bring to the table. Players and players and players that can complement him in the clutch, so that he is not relied upon to do a single thing in a closeout game. It's the same way I would build around James Harden too. You have to give yourself so much cushion for what they don't do. And then you look over at Kawhi Leonard. That's the other guy that you paid, and he don't play. He collects checks. When he does play, top 100 player to ever play. Probably more condensed than that. I haven't done the homework. I just said 100. But he's one of the best players to ever play the game. Probably more like top 50. And they're going to be people who are going to condense it down to that. And I'm pretty sure I could get him into the top 30 if I really, really squeeze. Because I think that much of what he did in Toronto and in San Antonio. But let's just be real. I can't trust him. Just like the problem that I have as a Laker fan with Anthony Davis, your problem with Kawhi Leonard is twice as bad. And nobody talks about it. Now, I've been talking about it for the last 2 days. But it's time to really zero in on it. Because I've been hearing a lot of chatter about how the Lakers have made all types of mistakes. Every day I see the mistakes of our team illustrated on every sports show. I've talked about it. Everybody that you know mentions my team and our flaws. But when are we going to get on those guys down the hall who have literally made similar mistakes and don't get no pressure? Have had the same aim to be the king of LA and have nothing to show for it. Even though we're the ones that get looked at as the team that can't get right, ain't did nothing right. We're the worst team in the world. Oh my God, our bubble championship. We got one in the last 3 years. Bubble championship or not, it was a championship the Clippers didn't win. And you can add 28 other teams that didn't get it either. That was ours. That's called success. We obtained such. Clippers have not. But yet they get no pressure. Nobody gets on them. Nobody applies nothing to their name. And all the bad decisions that they have found themselves making as well. Giving picks away for Paul George or what have you. Banking on Kawhi Leonard in the way that they have. Undercutting the Lakers. And see, my thing is, okay, I get it. Just because we've done all that we've done and have earned the respect of the city doesn't necessarily mean we're going to earn the respect of another team who's trying to vie for position with us. Yeah, it's, you may feel a little jealousy when you look up at our banners and see how we've accomplished so much. You may not feel too good at the fact that we have made such bad decisions, but still managed to attract a LeBron James and win a championship with him. Y'all getting first pick, second pick, picking up that player, making this trade, doing that trade, and still come up to the same short positioning that y'all come up to every year, not doing anything for the city, but taking the city money and jabbing at the city's real team, the team that the city actually got love for. LA our way, we're the king, little keychain, all this nonsense, hanging, man. I will never forgive Clipper Nation for hanging balloons on Magic Johnson's statue. When I consider what Magic Johnson's done for the city of Los Angeles, both Clipper and Laker fans, Dodger fans, and everybody else should have love for Magic Johnson. That should exceed way past y'all feelings about purple and gold. That's one of the greatest players, one of the greatest athletes, and one of the greatest Angelinos we got. And y'all let y'all little fandom, the fandom that y'all got for a team that ain't never did nothing for you, disrespect the man that's brought 5 championships to this place, cover up the banners of a team that has brought 17 championships to this place, so that they can feel better about themselves for sucking for 30 plus years? Nah, hell nah. They'll never get any respect for that. Doc Rivers, even though he ain't a Clipper no more, I still look at him and remember that. As a fan, I will not ever let up on the Clippers for that. I feel the same way Shaq did when he scored 61 on them on his birthday. I feel like that every day. That's how I feel as a fan. Every day I want to demoralize them to that extent. Because they've always disrespected us. And it wasn't enough to just disrespect us. They had to suck while doing so. They didn't even have the decency to win something. They just continue to disrespect us and suck for at the same time. I just have always enjoyed hating the Clippers. And the funny thing was, so I have to rock that back, because when I was a kid, I didn't hate the Clippers. I liked the Clippers when Lamar Odom and Quentin Richardson and Darius Miles and all them guys was here. D.A. I watched that team. I liked that team. Keith Kloss. I remember watching Keith Kloss and Pooh Richardson. Like, I'm a L.A. Angelino for real. I've been here my whole life, so I remember. I remember Danny Manning. I had a homeboy that had a Danny Manning jersey in elementary school. Like, I know about the Clippers. But it seemed like when they got Blake Griffin, as soon as homeboy opened up that jacket and showed that he was drafting Blake Griffin, ever since then they've had a certain level of cockiness that made them feel like they could cover up banners and put balloons on statues and undercut us in moves and stuff like that. Have the executives talking crap while we suck. kicking us while we down, as if they've done anything but be down. All y'all do is be down. Y'all live in the down. Let y'all want to kick us while we get down here for a second? We had Jim Buss. Got rid of him. Had kids. Got rid of them. Brought in Braun. Won with him. That failed. All of these different ebbs and flows. And the Clippers have been good the whole time. And ain't brought us nothing. And yet yesterday, here we are again. I'll give him the Paul George thing. I'll give him that. That's called karma. Sorry that Paul George had to be the brunt of Clipper karma. But that's exactly what that health and protocol, safety, whatever. That's what that was, y'all. That was karmic. Universal karma coming down on the Clippers once again for the same stuff I've been talking about for the last 10 minutes. Telling y'all, and that's why I tell people, don't bet on the Clippers. Don't put no money on the Clippers. Don't think the Clippers are going to change. The only solution they truly have is to break that curse and move this team to Seattle. That is their solution. Why? Because it's two simultaneous things are done. You end the Clipper karma, all that bad karma we're talking about, and you overcome the Seattle karma and give a city back a team that they should have never lost. That's how you do it, Ballmer. You'll probably win 3 championships in Seattle. Just for doing it. And make no mistake about it. I'm just one person, but I echo millions of Laker fans. Millions of Angelinos. We don't want 2 teams. We respect what they can do in terms of bringing jobs to the city. Hey, I'm an open-minded man. I know what good things can come to a city for having a sports team. I ain't no idiot. But from a rah-rah fan perspective, we only want one. We only want one. You can move the team to Anaheim and have the same effect, have a different effect. But as long as you keep that Los Angeles on it, that LA, they don't represent the city, bro. They ain't never represent the city. They've had LA on their chest for 40 years, but they've never represented this city. They represent fans across the country. When you look up LA Clipper fans on YouTube, you're going to find people in the DMV area, you're going to find people in Texas, you're going to find people in New York. That's where Clipper fans are. You ain't going to find them here. They ain't going to be down the street from me. We wear purple and gold, baby. That's all we know. Win or lose, we don't switch sides. It's LA. You know how we get down, right? Whatever we are doing, it's us doing it. Ain't no, oh, let me jump ships. Let me switch sides. Let me turn my shirt inside out. Let me put on another color. We don't roll like that. This is Los Angeles. Ride or die. Ride till the wheels fall off. It's us against the world. No switching sides. So as far as I'm concerned, as long as this team, the Clippers, are in LA, they're going to have resistance from real Angelinos. You're going to have more love on the road, and you're certainly going to have more love if you move the team. So that's something I really want you to think about. Mr. Ballmer, if you ever see this video, give that some real thought. Because I represent the city. And I represent a lot of us. So, it's Lakers for life. I don't care if the Lakers never win another game and the Clippers win championships from here for the rest of my life. I will never, ever consider them an association with my city or myself at all. Never. They might as well already be in Seattle. In fact, I'd probably root for them if they were there. So, that's what I got to say. If y'all really want to fix your situation, trade Kawhi as well. Because he's going to continue to do this. The older he gets, the more cautious he's going to be about his health. He's not going to get less cautious. He's going to get more cautious. That's just what it is. Paul George, I don't have no problem with Paul George. He gave away the farm for him. He's still a fantastic player. I think if he would have played yesterday, he'd put up great numbers. Probably should just go ahead and build around him. Trade Kawhi for as many picks as humanly possible. You got a bunch of other pieces that you like a lot. I wouldn't trade Coffee. I wouldn't necessarily trade Man. Keep those guys. Just retool. And you'll have what you need from the plunder that you get from getting rid of Kawhi. And if you feel bad about what Kawhi can do when he goes somewhere else, just remember he's going to spend more time sitting down than he is playing, no matter what it is he accomplished while he's playing. That's just who he is. So, that's what I got to say, man. Feels good to be a Laker fan, even though we suck. We suck just as bad as y'all. You're going to sit on the couch just like we are and watch everybody else. And it feels good about it. You know why it feels good? Because y'all deserve it. BDL 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.